You might think building wealth requires a fat bank account, a six-figure salary, a trust fund, a big first investment. But millions of Americans are quietly proving something most people were never taught to believe. That wealth doesn't always begin with a big paycheck. It doesn't always start with a bonus, a windfall, or a lucky break. Sometimes it starts with spare change. Pennies rounded up, dollars you barely notice leaving your account. Tiny amounts invested without ceremony or applause. And surprisingly, it works. Not overnight, not dramatically, but steadily. Real money begins to appear. Balances grow. Confidence builds. For the first time, investing feels accessible instead of intimidating. People who once believed the market was not for them suddenly have skin in the game. And that shift matters more than most people realize. Because wealth doesn't start with dollars. It starts with behavior. But here's the part that doesn't trend on social media. This same convenience that makes micro-investing feel harmless can also make it dangerous. Because when investing feels too easy, it can trick you into thinking you're making more progress than you actually are. Roundups feel productive. Tiny deposits feel responsible. Green numbers feel like growth. Meanwhile, inflation keeps moving. Fees keep ticking. And bigger money decisions go untouched. This trend is powerful, but incomplete. Used correctly, micro-investing can open the door to long-term wealth. Used blindly, it can become financial comfort food. Satisfying in the moment, but not nourishing enough to change the outcome. And that's the story nobody tells. Not the hype, not the fear. But the truth is in between, because micro-investing isn't the future of wealth for Americans. It's the beginning of a choice. By the end of this video, you'll understand why micro-investing is exploding in 2026, how people with little savings are building real wealth, the hidden traps that can quietly slow your progress, a smarter way to use these apps so they help, not hinder, your financial future. Stay with me. Meet Lisa Thompson. Lisa is 34, lives in suburban Atlanta, Georgia, works in healthcare administration, made just under $67,000 last year. Not broke, not wealthy, just like millions of Americans. She rents a 2-bedroom apartment, 1 car, student loans, credit card bills, a 401k plan she occasionally contributes to. Lisa doesn't spend recklessly, but she feels behind. Every election cycle, every market dip, every social post about rich habits leaves her with the same thought. Is there a way for someone like me to actually build wealth? Then she discovered micro-investing apps. Micro-investing apps let you invest tiny amounts of money, sometimes just pennies, into the stock market. Roundups. Swipe rounding. You spend $4 in investment app rounds to 5 and invest the 25 cents difference. No huge sums needed, no intimidating broker accounts, just tiny automatic contributions. At first glance, it seems too good to be true, but millions of Americans are clicking yes. Micro-investing is modernizing investing, making it feel effortless. It feels like free money, and that's both the good and the bad. For Lisa, micro-investing was motivational. It made saving automatic, not optional. And every spent dollar became an opportunity. She didn't have to decide every time. Her phone did the work for her, and that consistency built something surprising. Small sums turned into meaningful balances. In a year, Lisa had over $900 invested. Not because she made one big transfer, but because she consistently invested small amounts. This is the beauty of micro-investing. It creates habits. It normalizes investing. It gets beginners comfortable with markets. It reduces fear and hesitation. And for someone who never thought she could invest, this was a breakthrough. But here's the part most people don't talk about. Small amounts are small. Microscopic wins don't magically become big results unless you pair them with real strategy. Roundups alone don't build wealth. Quarterly deposits aren't enough. So small drips don't beat inflation. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If your big money decisions are still random, micro-investing becomes a distraction, not a strategy. Many users take pride in small balances, while ignoring the bigger leaks. Lack of budget discipline, high interest debt, no emergency fund, No long-term investment strategy. Paying fees that slowly erode gains. Micro-investing can feel like progress, but if your financial foundation is weak, you're building on sand. That's when micro-investing becomes financial theater, not financial change. Most personal finance content fails because it sounds motivational but lacks math. Micro-investing feels emotionally satisfying, like you're doing something right. But feelings don't guarantee results. Money responds to math. Wow, and the real power of micro-investing shows only when you use it as a starter habit. You graduate into consistent monthly investing. You understand the difference between saving and investing. You guard against fees that slowly eat returns. Lisa realized this the hard way. After 2 years, Lisa had a $900 micro portfolio. Not bad, until she looked deeper. She was still living paycheck to paycheck. Her emergency fund was empty. She had $5,600 in credit card debt. Microscopic investing felt like growth, but not real financial progress. So she changed her approach. She kept using the micro-investing app, but she also started increasing monthly contributions, paying off high-interest debt, first building a small emergency fund, tracking spending monthly, adding an index fund outside the app. Suddenly, the math shifted. Micro-investing was no longer the destination. It became the doorway. Micro-investing isn't the future of wealth. It's the starter of wealth behavior. It builds momentum and confidence, but it doesn't replace long-term strategy, budget discipline, consistent contributions. Understanding your expenses, investing with purpose, not automation alone. The apps don't ruin people. People ruin results when they treat micro-investing like a shortcut. Easy doesn't mean effective. Have you ever used a micro-investing app? Did it help you build wealth? Or did it feel like slow progress? Comment yes or no and tell us why. Your story could help someone watching this today. The future of American wealth won't be built by convenience alone. It will be built by habits that scale, habits that grow, discipline behind automation, and clarity about real goals. Micro-investing apps are powerful, but only when you use them with intention. We post real finance stories every single day, stories that help you think smarter about money, behavior, psychology, and strategy. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one, because the next story might not just save your money, it might change how you see money forever.